Today we continue with our class Shemoneh Perakim, and we start with Sefer Shmiras Haloshon. And today's topic is the words of defeat. Sefer states, when with the 10 trials did our ancestor test God in the wilderness, but the judgment was sealed only on account of the sin of Lashon Hara. As it is written, they have tested me these 10 times and did not heed my voice. It's from Bamidbar 14:22. And it is written. So one second. Let's read the commentary. God uttered these words after the spies had spoken their slanderous report of the land. The Talmud Arachim 15a enumerates the 10 tests. Okay, so 10 tests, all of these things, Hashem said, okay, I hold myself back. But after the spies spoke Lashon Hara about the land, Hashem said, that's it. I have to punish them. And it is written, you have made Hashem weary. There is unrelenting with your words. It's from Malachi 2:17. Okay, so let's see. Now the text. The generation of the wicked king Achav was plagued by idol worship. Yet they were victorious in war in the merit of their not informing on one another. Yerushalmi Peya 1:1. So that's a very famous statement, right? Achav and his dear wife Izebel, right? They killed many. I think they killed all of the prophets, almost all of the prophets, except 100 that Avadia, who was also a prophet, he hid in a cave, right? 15 one, 15 another. Okay, so he was a very, very bad guy. This is evident from the fact that no one revealed to Achav that Avadia, aided by others, was sustaining 100 prophets, exactly, of Hashem against the wishes of the king. Okay. So as we understand to sustain somewhere in the desert, 100 people, it's not so easy. You have to supply with food, with everything, right? So for sure he was one in charge of in Achav's house, right? So for sure he was not the one who was delivered the food. Somebody else would do that. So many people were involved and nobody ever told Achav. That's the story. It's not that the whole nation were now telling on each other. It's not true. It's we're talking about these people. Otherwise, how would they be able to find all of these prophets? Right. However, in the days of righteous Shaul, when informer such as Doeg and the Ziphites were found among the Jews, the armies fell in the battle. Okay, so these Achav were victorious, but in Shaul's day, they had many battles that they lost to Plishtim, to others, to Moab, I think. The fact that there were children in Shaul's generation who were knowledgeable in 49 facets of the Torah was not enough to gain them victory, such as the power of Lashon Hara. So they were big Torah scholars, but still it did not help them with the victories. On one hand, on another hand, I always add. So let's not take it out of context, all of these things, right? So where were these 10 tribes? We don't know. Even though they did not tell on one another, right? We don't know where they made other. Okay, but we for sure know where the Shaul and his people from his kingdom is, meaning people in exile. That's from the kingdom of Yehuda, and nobody from northern kingdom. Okay, so we stop here. So let's continue. So we continue this Shemoneh Perakim. It's very, very interesting. A lot of information. So let's. So since we stopped in the middle, So let's just remind maybe a few points what we said before. And we're talking about, just in summary, we're talking about working on a person's character and how righteous people, it's from the last class, they were trying to apply to themselves some physical deprivation, right, to move them to the desired side, right, even over, right, they wanted to be work on themselves a little extra, right, and some as I said, fools, right, they thought that this work in physical deprivation, that's the goal, right, and they start doing that. Of course it's not true. So a tzaddik would do, a righteous person who does it, right, just to get to the goal and then stop, right? That's the point. And another another example that we gave was very interesting. Is these people who are untrained in medicine. So they saw experienced doctor would give somebody who was dangerously ill some medicine, and they saw the mixture. Let's say they knew the proportion, and these fools thought, okay, if it's going to help this deathly ill person, for sure it's going to help me. So I'm going to change my diet. I'm going to throw out bread and meat, and I'm going to eat this medicine. It should help me. As we understand, the other opposite is true, right? They will surely become ill and maybe even die, because that was specific medicine for sick people in that condition. And another examples that we see that the lives of deprivation is not Jewish way is story of Nazir, right? So Nazir, we said that at the end of his Naziros, right, his term of Nazirut, he would need to bring sin offering, that offering, right? It's a few offerings. So why sin offering? How did he sin, right? We said he was a righteous person. Like opposite should be true. He abstained from all of these things, right? From drinking wine, from eating grapes, or everything grape products, whatever is it, or from everything, right? And he would not was very careful not to touch the dead body, not to be under the roof with the dead body. So you have to give him credit. And at the end of the day, Torah call him a sinner. Only sinner would bring a sin offering, right? Why he sinned? Because he deprived himself, right, from drinking wine. So I would say, needless to say, it's not Jewish way to fast always. Okay, you need to fast. We have special days for fast. Yeah, you must fast. That's if you're sick, that's a different story. But if you're healthy, you must fast, right? Or you want to work on your character traits. Okay, if it's for constructive purpose, yes. And then we said in Zachariah, they say that HaShem said, why it was after that they rebuilt the temple. The second temple, so they thought that should we fast and not fast on 9th of Av. So Hashem said, what's this fast? It's useless to me. You just suffer and you do not do teshuvah. It's better you do teshuvah. The point of our lives is to get close to Hashem. Whatever helps you. If one fast a month, let's say, it's going to help you, so you should fast. If it's eat always like three meals a day, full meal, like good food, is going to get you close to Hashem. That's what you must do. So don't go crazy. Don't invent your own remedy. Okay. So now we're going to start with new material. And subsequently he said, who is here? Okay, so let me go a little back. So it says, he commanded them to follow the median, okay, and to seek to acquire virtues, not fast sane, right? So we're talking about virtues, we're talking about changing one's character traits, not fasting sane. Thus spoke God, God of the host, execute true justice and show kindness and mercy each man to his brother. He said, "That's what I want. What I need. I need you fast, and I need you suffer. And I'm going to become richer because of your food. Like, what I'm getting from that, right? So that's continuation. Okay, and subsequently he said, meaning Hashem said, Hashem said, thus spoke God of hosts, the fast of the fourth month, the fast of the fifth month, the fast of the seventh month, and the fast of the 10th month will be festivals and the days of rejoicing and happiness for the house of Yehuda. Love, truth, and peace. Truth refers to intellectual virtues, for they are true and unchanging. Very interesting. As we mentioned in the second chapter, peace refers to the ethical virtues, for they will lead to peace in the world. These peace and truth and no fast are everlasting values. So let's read again, and we're going to explain. Very interesting. And subsequently he said, I'm not sure why he from lowercase. Maybe it's prophet is talking. Okay, maybe it's prophet. Maybe it's from Zachariah. Yeah, it's for. Apologies. It's him. Meaning it's Zachariah speaking. Okay, sorry. And subsequently said, "Thus spoke God, of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah, God, of course. The fast of the fourth month, the fast of the fifth, and the fast of the seventh month. So all of this fast, they actually like around." They dedicated to all of these calamities that happened in the first temple, or or after the destruction. For example, the fast of the seventh month, Gedalia, right? We did not have temple. Fast of Tavis when they surrounded Jerusalem. So now they already rebuilt the second temple. So Hashem said, okay, no fasting. That's it. I don't need to fast. And the fast of the seventh month, the fast of the 10th month will be festivals, the days of rejoicing and happiness, right? So for the house of Yehuda. So why house of Yehuda? Because as we said, although very interesting, right? All of these other 10 tribes, nobody knows where they are, unfortunately. A love, truth, and peace, right? That's what Hashem wants. He wants that love, truth. So we always be insistent on the truth, right, and peace. So without peace, so peace is a utensil, right, that can contain all of the blessings. So if you don't have peace with yourself inside, with people around you, with the society in general, so you're not going to enjoy the blessing that Hashem is going to send you. So you need peace. Truth refers to intellectual values, right? So intellectual values. So if you hear something like that we say here in the class, and it is true, right? The intellectual values. So you have to accept that it's true. So it's not like the book is wrong, but something wrong with us, and we have to change. That's the true intellectual values. Like people must be intellectually honest, for they are true and unchanging. So all of this truth that we learn, and true, and they're true and unchanging. Those books, it's from 850 years ago, still standing, right? As we mentioned in the second chapter, peace refers to ethical values, right? So ethically, meaning that you don't create all of the conflict with all of the people. So that's ethical values. All right, for they will lead to peace in the world. So you create peace in your family, in your surroundings, and Beezrat Hashem is going to create the peace in the world. So peace in the world is actually up to the Jews, just for people who do not know, right? Because Hashem created all of the wars, all of these calamities, right? So if we behave properly, so he would not need to send us examples. So Hashem said, and actually the prophet said, everything that is going on in the world is a message for the Jews. You see here about earthquake somewhere, you must understand it's because of me. It's message personal for me. I'm not doing enough. I'm not holy enough. I'm not doing enough. And Hashem said, you know what I did in that country? You know, it was supposed to be you. Understand? So we have to like understand what is going on with other people and understand that it's a message for us. Continue. This peace and truth are not fast and everlasting values. Okay, so that's Jewish approach, right? Truth, right? Truth, peace, and not fast. Nobody needs to fast. Okay. Continue. But today, since our sages instituted all of this fast, so we just it's just part of the Torah. That's what we do. Okay. To return to our subject. So next paragraph. To return to our subject, if those of our faith whose conduct resemble that of the Gentiles, okay, resemble of the Gentile, protest and say that my words do not apply to them, that they affiliated their bodies, that they are afflicting their bodies and refraining from pleasure for the purpose of training their bodies and powers, and to be inclined in a desired direction, as it's proper for a person. And as explained previously in this chapter, they are making mistake, as will be explained. So let's see, there is a big commentary, no commentary on something else, but let's see, try to understand what Rambam means here. To return to our subject, if those of our faith whose conduct resemble that of Gentiles, so even though they're Jewish, but they do something like Gentiles. What does it mean? 15. There is a Jewish ascetics whose conduct resemble the ascetics practices by the Christian and Muslims, right? The monks, right? So they go like live without family, and they, I don't know what they do there, but probably nothing good is coming out of they being alone. Men in one group alone, not good idea. Okay. Okay, so Rambam said, don't be try to be like holy and like other people. Muslims, I'm not sure what the Muslims do. Probably the same, go to the desert, live in the desert, something like that. Continue, right? So one more time, the whole sentence. Of those of our faith, whose conduct resemble that of the Gentiles, protest and say that my words do not apply to them. Right? Meaning, okay, what does it mean? So Rambam said, protest, they're doing something wrong. Our way is the Nazir under certain circumstances. It's for 30 days, 60 days, 9 months. That's it. No longer. Right? Of course, he can accept upon himself no longer, but it's not lifelong in most of the case. That they afflicting their bodies and refraining from the pleasure for the purpose of training of their bodies powers to be inclined in the desired direction, right? So they train their body to go like to be subservient to their mind. Okay, as a proper for a person, and as explained previously in this chapter, they're making mistake, as will be explained. So in what I mean, the tools are the same. Right, but the way Rambam said we're supposed to use it, and the way they use it, of course, they do it in extreme. And in their case, they're not concerned about they change the ways, like to go in the middle. They're concerned about the control of their bodies. Okay, continue. For the prohibition of the Torah and the commandments stem from the principle. To move further away from one extreme in order to improve one's nature. Okay. The purpose of all of the prohibition against forbidden foods, the prohibition against forbidden sexual relations, and relations with a harlot, and the obligation of the marriage contract, the sanctification of the marriage bond, and the fact that a person is not permitted to hate, to have relation with his wife at all times, this being forbidden during and after menstruation and the childbirth, and the sole purpose God commanded us regarding all this was so that we should turn far away from excessive desire, deviating from the median in the direction of the lack of desire, to strengthen the quality of restraint in our souls. For the same reason, our elders instituted further restriction to limit the frequency of intercourse. For example, not to have intercourse during the day, as explained in our commentary to the tractate Sanhedrin. Okay, so let's go through the beginning and try to go line by line, and there is a long commentary, and we're going to explain what it says here. For the prohibitions of the Torah, so again, so all of this, like in summary, what we said, I want to give the big picture, and then we go into details. So big picture, all of this prohibition from the Torah, it's for us to abstain, not to go close, and not to the sin, and actually commit those sins. And that's one of the part of a person who is doing teshuvah. So when you regret, it's very good. As we said, it's very good, it's very positive, and you stop, it's very positive, but it's not enough. Those two things are not enough. You have to build for yourself fences. So whatever your weakness is, right? So you have to build the fence not to be there. So if you sin because you saw such per person, they invite you, let's say, I don't know, to non-kosher restaurant, to the stadium or something. Try to avoid this. Block him from your phone, right? And similar things. Okay, that's purpose of all of the restrictions in the Torah. So it would not lead you to the actual sin. Okay. So it's not to restrict, to cause a person to suffer. No. Okay. So that's a big idea, but let's go into details. For the prohibition of the Torah and the commandments stem from the principle, move further away from the extreme, from one extreme, in order to improve one's nature. Okay. So that's the purpose of this paragraph, right? To how to work on ourselves, how to improve our nature. Number 16 commentary. In the light of this statement, and those that follow, it is worthwhile to refer to the Rambam statement at the conclusion Hilchas Temura. Okay, so let's see what it says. So it's a quote. All of the statutes of the Torah are divine decrees. It is proper to contemplate them, as mentioned in the conclusion of Hilchas Meila, whenever it is possible to provide a reason one should. Right? So, okay. The majority of the laws of the Torah are far-seeing counsel, as it says in Shemoneh 25:1. For one who is great in the counsel, to correct our character traits and rectify our conduct. So it's very interesting. So Rambam here said that we have to contemplate why HaShem said so. We were talking about the negative commandments, like the prohibition. And based on this prohibition, if you see, if you understand the big idea behind it, so it would be easier for you to stay away, as far as possible, from all of these things that might lead from the sin itself, and plus from all of the sins that might lead to that sin. Okay. So the better person understand it is the more productive he or she could be. Okay. Continue. So now we'll go back to translator note. Okay. These statements clarify that Rambam's position with regard to the fundamental question of Jewish thought. Okay, what is it? There's a different opinion between our sages. See Brachos 5:3. Whether the Torah commandments are considered divine decrees, there is edicts to be fulfilled without question, their rationale, or whether there is a reasons for the mitzvahs? So that's a famous question. So people ask, and and many people try to rationalize why you're doing this. Because it's going to be good for you, right? Why, if you're going to work on Shabbos, right? So you're going to lose money. So I'm not going to work on Shabbos. Why? Because not because HaShem said so, but because I want my money to be preserved, right? Or I want to have shidduch or good children, this and that. Okay, that's of course it's a wrong way of looking at things. On one hand, on another hand, when I say I'm doing this only because HaShem said so. Okay, it's like a robot. Right? That's very good. You have a food processor. You press the button, and it does whatever it's supposed to do, right? But we were created with brain, right? With analytical skills, and that's not enough, right? And Rambam said that's not enough. Of course, we're doing because Hashem said so, but we need to understand what He meant by that. Of course, we're not going to go and understand all of the deep reasons, but at least for some reasons we must understand and we must learn. And there are many books written explaining the mitzvahs, like where they come from. It's like at least some ideas. So you can the more you know about the mitzvah, the better you're going to do. The more you know, the sublime reasons and halachos, so the better you perform. Continue. The statement quoted indicated that Rambam favors merging both opinions, right? So both of them. You do because Hashem said so. So and it's actually it's very important point. You start doing because Hashem said so, but in a process you learn. So there's no contradiction, right? But anyway, even if we do not understand, we still do. On one hand, the mitzvah are divine decrees, right, as we said. For men can never fathom the full measure of divine will or wisdom. So we're not arguing. So, but at least something, right? Nevertheless, His command, He meaning Hashem, has communicated His wisdom in the Torah. So when you look at the Torah, you understand the mitzvahs. Okay, and this makes it possible for us and obligated us to comprehend a certain dimension of His intent. His meaning Hashem intent. Of course, the deep inside we would never know until we die and go world of the truth. But while here, we still can understand many things. How? We can learn from Torah. Because the Hashem, of course, He did not just gave us mitzvahs and expect us to be robots. Okay. The purpose of all of the prohibitions, again, forbidden foods, the prohibition against forbidden sexual relations and relations with a harlot, and the obligation of marriage contract, right? So all of these things, right? The sanctification of the marriage bond and the fact that the person is not permitted to have relations with the wife at all times, this being forbidden during and after the menstruation, childbirth, sole purpose of, it's all one sentence. So basically Hashem gave us all this restriction between man and woman, right? To preserve the family, right? He wants the family. He wants to populate the world, and that's how with all of this, through these laws, He said that that's how we're going to preserve the family. So if the husband and wife would be together too often, they're going to get tired, as you see, with the secular world, and they're going to divorce in 1 year, 5 years tops, right? But that's not what Hashem wants. Hashem wants us to be together for many, many years, have many children, grandchildren. That's a proper way of doing, and how to achieve that. A person can apply his own little brain. It's not going to work. Promised, right? But through these laws that even we do not understand, but it's going to lead us to the desired result. Childbirth, the sole purpose of God's command us regarding all this was so we should turn away from excessive desire. So to control our desire, right? From time to time, that's good, but too often not good. Deviating from the median, right? In this case, sometimes deviated from the medians in a direction of lack of desire to strengthen the quality of restrain our souls. So a person should be different from the animal, should be able to control one's desire. And our sages gave us all of the instruments, like for example, the laws of nida, right? You're not allowed to hand something to each other, right? To plate. So she wants to put give you plate, so she must put it on a countertop, on a table, and you take it, right? There is no problem. Same with children. So you cannot hand baby. So if you two wife is in it, so you put the baby down somewhere, and she picks it up. That's how we do it. Continue. So why all of this? That's instituted by our rabbis. So not to get close. So a person would not get into not to get too close. Continue. For this same reason, the elders instituted further restriction to limit frequency of intercourse. Right? How? For example, not to have intercourse during the day. Okay. And it's very interesting from who do we learn. It's unbelievable. This law we learn from Achashverosh. Right? This the lowest of human beings. Even he had done relation only at night. So that's one of the sources that we learn this law. As explained in the commentary to the tractate Sanhedrin. Okay, they just give what it says. Okay, continue. Any questions on what we said before we continue? Okay, so then we continue. Similarly, all of the Torah commandments regarding tithes, leket, shichicha, peah, peret, aledet, and the loss of sabbatical and jubilee years, and obligation to give charity, and until one satisfies the needs of the poor, draw us closer to the quality of the profligacy, so that we will turn far away from the stinginess and strengthen the quality of generosity. So let's see. So Torah gave us all of these mitzvahs, and of course you can say that that's being fair to the poor people, to that people, this people. On one hand, it is true, but on another hand, is to train us in generosity. It's not mine. Okay, HaShem gave me my salary, whatever He gave me, but let's say 90% is mine and 10% is not mine, or 15%, whatever I said, is not mine. So to work on ourselves on the generosity. So that's example of this mitzvahs. So let's see. So let's do this piece again, and we're going to explain all of these terms, of course. So it says, similarly, all of the Torah commandments regarding the tithe. So tithe is what we give to a coin, right? We give like 2% to a coin, then 10% to Leib, right? It's Maser Rishon. Then you then Leib has to give to a coin from his another from what he got, another 10%. Then we give second thigh Maser Sheni in 4 years out of 6. We actually take to Yerushalayim and eat, and two of these 6 years we give to poor. Okay, so that's the tithes. So why? And it's teaching us generosity, right? And one of the things, even though it says in the 4 out of 6 years you can take it to, you have to take it to Yerushalayim and eat. Of course, I mean, if you're more or less like rich person, you would not be able to eat all of this food. Right, so what do? You invite friends, you have family, like everybody go to Yerushalayim and eat and enjoy. It's very interesting. That's generosity. Okay, next one is leket. As commentaries say, leaving fallen stalks of grain to the poor. So meaning if it's one or two stalks that fell to the ground, you're not allowed to pick it up. So you have to leave it for the poor. It's not yours. Once they fall, that's it. You have to leave it for the poor. Shichicha. So shichicha is how they explain, live in sheaves of grain that were forgotten for a collection by the poor. So they forgot that they left the field and they intend to take, but then forgot. So okay, so that's it. Don't come back. Even later on when you came to your house, you remember there is one more sheaf, so you have to leave it there. It's for the poor. That's HaShem caused you to forget. Peah, right? Peah, what is Peah? It's a corner of the field. So it says, leave the corner of the field at the end of the field for the poor. Okay. Aledet, living in completely formed grains cluster for the poor. So one of them is still like undeveloped. Some of them may be good. So the Torah says, leave it. It's you already have so much. Like, don't be greedy. Just leave something for the poor. Okay. Next one, the law of sabbatical jubilee year. So in sabbatical Shemitah year and jubilee is Yovel year, you're not allowed to work the land. So and not only you're not allowed to work on the land, but all the produce of the land becomes hefker. Hefker means that anybody who comes can take it. It's nobody's. HaShem said it's mine, and I declare it's hefker. So even the owner has the same rights as everybody else to this produce. No more, no less. He cannot take a lot, right, and hide it into his house. So it's the Torah says if it's not in a field, no longer, let's say, even for the wild animals, you have to take out from your storage and bring it to the fields for other people, for wild animals even. Right. Next one, and the obligation to give charity, right, to charity to poor people until one satisfies the needs of the poor. So not only like give them 25 cents or something. So it's a different story. And planning Beezrat HaShem have a class on charity and how to give charity and who to give charity and what is the priority of the charity. It's not so simple. It's the whole class. Basically, I don't know how many classes is going to be Beezrat HaShem. That's one of the plans, one of the topics to cover. Draw us close to the quality of profligacy, so that we will turn away from stinginess. So after you give so much from what you have, and you see that HaShem actually bless you every time with even more, and you see these people who are very happy, these poor people who widows and orphans, they come to the field and they collect, and you see like it makes you feel good, right? And you try, and you're going to turn away from stinginess, right? And and strengthen the quality of generosity. That's I think it's amazing example. So continue. Similarly, if one contemplates the majority of the mitzvahs, one will be able to appreciate that they will all improve the powers of our souls. So even though like it makes sense on a higher level, this leket and shehicha, parrot and adelet, all of these things, but when you learn deep inside and what lesson we can learn from this mitzvah, so that's exactly what the Rambam said on the previous page. Right, so we must understand the deeper level of the mitzvahs and how they should apply, like affect our character. That's it. For example, the prohibition against vengeance and redeeming the blood of the slain person, as it is written, "Do not take vengeance or bear a grudge. The mitzvah you shall surely help. You shall surely raise up, weaken the qualities of the wrath and anger. Similarly, the mitzvah you shall surely return was instituted to remove the quality of selfishness. Similarly, the mitzvahs rise before you white-haired man and show respect to the elder. Honor your father and do not deviate from the institutions that they give you, the instruction that they give you, were instituted to remove the quality of impudence. Similarly, we have been warned to keep a distance from the other extremes. Extreme reticence and reflecting as reflected in a commandment, you shall surely admonish your neighbor. Do not bear sin because of him, and do not become inhibited in the face of any man. This mitzvah steer us from the reticence and lead us to the middle path. So let's read this again, and we're going to go, of course, line by line and try to explain Beezrat HaShem. So it says, similarly, if one contemplates the majority of the mitzvahs, one will be able to appreciate that they will improve the power of the soul. Right? So all of these mitzvahs were done, as Rabbi Reuven Shlit always say, that he quotes Vilna Gaon, for the correction of the one's character traits. Right? So, and his students asked, so why is not of the 613 mitzvah? He said that's the whole purpose. So all of the 613 mitzvahs are to fix one's character trait, right? And that's why we cannot do any mitzvah like automatically. I mean, in the beginning when you just started, yeah, you do it automatically because it must be done, but you must learn deep inside. What exactly, like, in order to perform mitzvah properly with the proper intention, you should see like how it should affect me, okay, my character traits. For example, the prohibition against vengeance and redeeming the blood of the slain person. Okay. As it is written, one second. As it is written, do not take vengeance or bear a grudge, right? So it's actually about 613 mitzvahs, right? So you're not allowed to take vengeance, right, or bear a grudge. So first of all, you have to understand that HaShem brought this to be, right? For whatever reason, the reason is not that person. The reason is our relationship between us and HaShem, right? And that's why, I mean, it's easier to say, I understand, easier to say than done. But if HaShem said so, it means that it is possible to do, right? Not to take vengeance, okay, and not to bear a grudge. Continue. The mitzvah you surely help. 24 commentary. It's from Exodus 23:5. The mitzvah involved helping a person unload the donkey that has fallen under the burden. The verse specifies fallen donkey of your enemy. So it's actually from Mishpatim, I think. Right? So it says, so if you see the donkey of your enemy fell, right, you have to help him to unload. So meaning, as we said today in the beginning of the class, so peace is very important. So these enemies say, okay, I hate this guy, I did all of these bad things to him for all of these years, and guess what, look, he's helping, he stopped, he was going to work, now he's going to be late to work, and he's helping me with my donkey. So maybe he's not that bad, maybe I'm a little on the bad side. You understand? That's it's also quality of peace. So and you shall surely raise up. So what is this mitzvah? Commentary. It's from Dvarim 22:4. The mitzvah requires helping a person reload the donkey that has been fallen under the burden. So it's very similar, but a little different. Okay, continue. So this means that weaken the quality of wrath and anger. So maybe you were angry or like with that person or your enemy, but now HaShem said so. Now you're doing a mitzvah, and HaShem said why the second Beis Hamikdash was destroyed, right? Why? Because they did the mitzvahs without joy. So if a person does mitzvah because of the burden, because I have to do that. Like people cannot wait until the prayers are finished. They can go home and eat. I don't know, do whatever they want. It's not proper. It's not proper. You have an audience with the kings of the kings, and he's listening to you, right? If there is a minyan of the people, let's say I'm talking about men, so HaShem is there. The Shekhinah is there, hopefully, right? If they are 10 at least Shomer Shabbos people, Shekhinah is there, or a woman is talking, to, like even if she's alone. The Shekhinah is there, so why are you rushing to finish this audience, right? Continue. Similarly, the mitzvah "you shall surely return" was instituted to remove the quality of selfishness. Right. So mitzvah of to return a lost article, whether it's an animal or some other articles. So and like if person is selfish, so he said, okay, I found, I want to keep it, right? It's my lucky day. It's like a diamond ring. Okay, so I want to keep it, right? But he has to announce that I found this and that. So and people would come and give his signs, and the owner hopefully is going to be found, right? And in the case of the animals, so a person has to care for that animal for this time for like. On 30 days, like on some animals, like some animals that work even longer, in order to wait for maybe the owner is going to come, and he has to care about these animals, right? Or about garments, whatever he found. So that's working on a Middot of selfishness. Okay, continue. Similarly, the mitzvah raised before the white-haired man to show respect to the elder. Okay. Okay, so that's I think self understood. So, but why the white-haired man? It's there is no Hebrew, but it's zaken. So zaken actually our sages translate a little different, and we learn it in Rambam Hilchas Talmud Torah, right? I think we learn it. Okay, so we said that, so that the zaken, it's not necessarily somebody like a white-haired man, but it's actually somebody is wise in wisdom, right? It could be 20 years old, right? 25, like Vilna Gaon, I think, by the age 7 he completed Shas, or 8, 9, like so. Before a person like this, you have to stand up, right? With respect, honor your father. So you have to have appreciation for your father. So it says that people who do not have appreciation, to other people, they do not have appreciation to HaShem. It's almost guarantee. Okay. So if they can overlook, so it's easy. Like the way I see it, it's easy to be appreciative that your neighbor did some favor to you. So you every time you see the neighbor, you're going to remember HaShem does so much good every second of your life. And so it's easy, like many times we just do not pay attention, but to the neighbor for a little thing, yes. So if the person would not remember what neighbor did, so needless to say, he would not remember what HaShem does. Okay, continue. Do not deviate from the instruction that they give you, right? So elders and fathers, so hopefully father was kosher person, so they would give you instruction and to life, and hopefully it was from the Torah. Of course, if it's not for the Torah, you're not obligated to listen, like a live advice. Okay, right, and follow these instructions. So all of these things were instituted to remove the quality of impudence, right? So you can follow instruction, and if it were given by kosher people, so you have to understand it's good for you. Similarly, we have been warned to keep distance from the other extremes, right? Reticence as reflects in the command, you shall surely admonish your neighbor. So, okay. Do not bear sin because of him. So what does it mean? So there are actually two explanations. Two explanations on this verse. So yes, you have to admonish him, this neighbor, for whatever wrongdoing, on one hand, but do not insult him that like in public, and so the admonition must be like for his own benefit, right? So you want the person to change for his own good, for your own good, right? So you try to speak nicely and softly and try to encourage them, maybe listen to this, maybe watch this and read, and I understand that you do not know, but that's what it says, and it's a big punishment and this and that, and if you do, it's a big blessing. Okay, so it must be done in a like respectful manner on one hand. On the other hand, if you do not admonish them, so you're going to bear sin because of him, right? So it's going to be like you sinned, right? So our job is to warn people. Whether they're going to listen to us or not, it's it's up to them. It's not you're not HaShem, right? So but we have to present the information. How many times depends on what they're doing wrong. Is it biblical or it's rabbinical? Okay. So it's not our topic, so we continue. And do not become inhibited in the face of any man, right? So don't be like all of these people that ban because somebody is not going to donate because of this, because of that. They're not going to invite me to the party, so I'm going to give this person the compliments. Okay. This mitzvah steer us away from the reticence and lead us to the middle path. So that's our goal. Okay. Any questions on what we said so far? No questions? Okay. So maybe we'll do, if no question, maybe one small piece. So, so next piece. If a foolish and adjective is correct without doubt. Now, one second. If a foolish and this is adjective is correct without doubt, person decides to add further stringencies to these matters. For example, he forbids partaking of foods and beverages beyond those that are forbidden, or he forbids marrying a woman who are not prohibited by the Torah law, or he gives all of the financial resources to the poor, or consecrate them in opposition to the guidelines of the charity, and he and the consecration of the articles found in the Torah. Consecration found in the Torah. He's doing an evil act. He has deviated to an extreme and departed entirely from the median. So all of this that we said, whatever Torah said, it's good and healthy. So and some people with their puny minds, they try to go extra and try to be pious. But Shlomo HaMelech already said, don't be too pious. Do Torah wise pious, but not too much. As example that they give these people, these fools, right, foolish people, they try to add the stringencies, right? They forbid themselves some foods. Okay, if this food is not forbidden, so why will you forbid yourself? Okay, maybe you eat a little less, maybe on Shabbos, on Yom Tov, that's not a problem. So you, for example, you enjoy some food, so eat them on a special occasion. There is no problem, right? So, but Torah, whatever Torah forbids us, that's good enough. That's okay. That's strict enough. Or he forbids marrying a woman that not prohibited by the Torah. Okay. So again, the stringency that nobody needs, or he gives his all financial resources to the poor, right? So he said, no, I have to be good to the poor. I have so much, and now he gives more than 20%, which is Torah forbids, right? And he going to become impoverished for sure, and then he's going to put himself in a situation, right? That now we have to assist him. Right, he's going to be one of the poor people. Who needs it? Okay, why? Right, or consecrate articles to the temple, right? So Rambam says he is doing evil act. That's not good. So too much is
Rabbi,
not good. Yes.
Can I ask a question?
Let me just finish one line, and you will ask the question. Sorry. He has deviated to the extreme and departed entirely from the median. So median, so all these things, what we said, all of these, even restrictions, right, with the relations, with the wife, with the charity, this, that, right, we said it's in order for us to go in the median. Okay, so we finish here, go ahead, question. Go ahead.
So if the giving of the charity is not actually involving a poor person, but if one is actually giving it to Torah causes like Kiruv organizations, yes, or yeshiva or something like that, yes, then would it still be considered an evil act if it's more than 20%? Or, I mean, like sometimes it's like a tricky situation where, somebody gives too much and then he himself is a little lacking or something. Then how does it like determine as a righteous act? Or
okay, that's very good question. So I want to start with the first part when it says to donate into Kiruv. So what Kiruv does is actually we try to benefit people who are poor, very poor spiritually. They may be very rich materially, but spiritually very poor, right? And we have to get to them. Of course, to get to them, you need money in order to build this yeshiva. That I send you the link and I ask you to donate. We need money, so that's how the world works, right? So that's the best donation. And plus, as you know, if you donate to Beezrat HaShem in general, so we always collect to the poor, and they give to not to any poor like bums on the street, right? Okay, somebody is going to take care of these bums. Don't worry about it, right? But we we give to people who nobody cares, right? So in society, there's like they look very down, especially in Israel. People who learn Torah all day long, they're all the tzaddikim. Understand? So that's a proper tzedakah. Not to give just to poor. This poor, okay, somebody else is going to give, but give to cause when people do not give, right? To the Torah scholars, because all of these secular people, they say, let them get a job. Why should I feed their 10 children, right? Okay, that's one part of the question. And second part of the question about how much to give, if person wants to give more. So it depends. If it's normal person, regular person, so it's 20%, no more, right? But if it's very rich, a person have $100 million, let's say, he does not need $100 million. In this case, he may give 90% away. You understand? And his life is not going to change. He's going to have his breakfast, his, I don't know, same apartment, same quality of life. You understand? But for normal person, like regular person, Torah says no more than 20%. But this 20%, it's a lot of money. So do it from, we don't have too much time, but I don't want to, almost from the net. No, not from the gross. Not the net, forget it. Almost from the gross. So it's a lot of money if you do it from the gross. So whatever I made, for example, you pay in, the company gives you check. Let's say just for example $1,000. So from this $1,000 you take $100, $150. That's it. Do not subtract these. No. That's from that money. Okay. That's okay.
So
go ahead.
If it's more, if the person wants to do more, and if it happens to more than 20%, then
it's not healthy. It's not good. It's not good. That's one of the examples that Rambam. That's what we finish up on. Right? As he said, it's not healthy because our sages in their great wisdom said the person is going to collapse. Like in our mind, like 20%. It's not. No, he's going to collapse unless, as we said, he's extremely rich. If he's extremely rich, that's a different story. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, so I want to answer one question from yesterday. So I was not sure exactly why on the reason I have a reason about question about this baked ziti and lasagna, right? When we say baremi nemizonets for sure. That's not a question, but the question is how is it different from the bagels, right? We said for bagels we say it's 100% bread, even though first we boiled, cooked in boiling water, bagels, and then we bake them. So it looks like very 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 similar process with baked ziti or lasagna. So one of the explanations that they were we're still looking into. I asked somebody to look into because I don't have those books where it's explained in details. I hope, but because it does not look like bread. So because all of these things like baked ziti, you can eat without baking. You just cook and you can eat it like that. So people would not understand. And first, right? What are you doing? Why washing hands? It does not look like bread. So second, then yeah, that's two answers. It does not look like bread, and it can be eaten cooked. Okay. Today's question was. 1 second. What was the question? Can somebody send from WhatsApp? Can somebody please check the question on WhatsApp?
Yeah, let me check for you.
Please.
Question says, when is a good time to start cleaning for Pesach?
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So when is a good time to clean for Pesach? So until you have a chometz in your house, that's not going to work so much. Too good. But I would say if somebody have different rooms in their house, right? So you can start for example, if you never eat in a bedroom, let's say, so start you can clean in a bedroom, or sometimes like few times a year you ate something in your bedroom, so you can start from there. Okay, so you can prepare some rooms that you know not going to bring chometz into them. Chometz meaning all of this cookies, all of this bread products. That's what it means, chometz. And that's it. But the laws of the Pesach we start reading like on a day of Purim. So Purim, like afternoon. So that's what people say. That like some clowns, mindless clowns, they drink a lot of whatever they drink. So actually the halacha is on an afternoon of Purim we start learning the laws of Pesach. So if you drank, how exactly you're going to learn the laws of Pesach? So it's going to be not kosher Pesach, chas v'shalom. Why? Because the person decided to drink. You understand? So I would say about drinking, you can. I'm sure Rabbi Reuven Shlita has many lectures, but it says just drink a little more than usual. So, for example, for me, I never drink during the weekday, right? That's so for me, like a little wine. It's already more than usual. You understand? But it's a different story. So for cleaning for Pesach. 95% of cleaning for Pesach are not necessary, just so you know. And people, and especially women, do because of the stupid and ignorant husbands. That's their fault. You understand? So men must learn Torah, right? Why? In order to not like all the theoretical knowledges, right? But like practical halacha. What is it kosher? Was it not kosher? How to kosher the kitchen? And that's it. And he has to teach his wife. Right? And if he would be a little knowledgeable, the wife would not need to suffer like being slave. I see what women do. I say, you normal? Who told you to do that? It's not necessary. You understand? So, but if she wants to do spring cleaning, right? That's one thing. But don't say preparation for Pesach, because it has nothing to do with that. But okay, we need to learn one day. At least review the laws of kosher in the kitchen and utensils and what to do. Okay. Beezrat HaShem. Any other questions? Any subject?
Rabbi, what book is today? I don't know. So if you can kind of over
yes.
today.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Even though it is called Pirkei Avot, but we're not going to go to Pirkei Avot. Rabbi Reuven Shlita covered it in all of the details. I'm not going to do that. But we do only Shemoneh Perakim. It's like before the Pirkei Avot. It's like 8 chapters that Rambam added in order to put the right mindset in order to go to Pirkei Avot.
Okay, are we chapter 1 or chapter 2? What chapter are we doing?
3 or 4.
3, okay.
3 or 4, yeah.
I want to review it again.
Yes. So yeah, it's actually chapter 4. Please buy this book. It's like $18 or $20. It's not an expensive book. Okay. So any other? Yeah.
Thank you. I got it as a gift. Thank you.
Okay, Baruch Hashem. That's a very good gift. Okay, as Rashi said, Holy Rashi said, if you want to have friends, so some people like upset they don't have friends. So he said, you want friends, buy books, because all of the friends they're useless. I mean, the people say, yeah, maybe I'm going to get in trouble and he's going to help. Maybe yes, maybe no. Maybe by the time and until you keep this relationship for 20 years, they're going to move out somewhere else. Guess what? You understand? And all of this getting together and listen to what they have to say. It's all of this suffering because what? Because of nothing. So Rashi said, buy books. Books are the best friends. They're going to help you to get to Olam Haba and, of course, kosher books. And that's the best friends. Okay. Any other questions?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So, I don't have the book yet, but on Shabbat, there's Rambam, Mishnah Torah. So, under what section is that book that we are learning? If I want to review or
yes, it's Pirkei Avot. Pirkei Avot. Pirkei Avot. I can send you this book.
It's also in the Siddur, no? We have it in
No. It's what's that? I don't confuse it. The book is Pirkei Avot, but we're not learning Pirkei Avot. You're right. It isn't. Pirkei Avot is in the Siddur.
Got it.
You're right.
Okay.
But we read in like a separate section that Rambam, or it's a composition of Rambam. He added before the Pirkei Avot as introduction to Pirkei Avot. It's like it's only in the same book. But I would say just buy the book, so you can review it on Shabbos, on holidays, right? So not and it's more proper to do it from the printed book than from a computer screen, because the book has holiness, computer screen does not. Understand? Or from the phone, from whatever people are reading. Okay. Any other questions? Yeah, go ahead, please.
Can we extend the eating session more than 72 minutes?
Say it again, please.
For example, if we have a meal, we are not making time to make the Birkat Amazon. So can we extend more than 72 minutes? For example, eating a piece of bread every certain period of time.
Okay. So I just want to look to expand your question so everybody else can benefit. So our friend is asking about after blessing. So the question is asked how much time? Okay, I ate my banana. I forgot to say the blessing right away. So how much the time do I have? I have 5 minutes, 10 minutes. What if I'm hungry? I'm about to eat, I want to eat another banana, right? Or apple, whatever I want to eat, right? Do I say the blessing or this blessing gone? So what do you do? So of course it's a long explanation, but the rule of thumb. So if it's a snack, so you have half an hour, 30 minutes. Even of course you're hungry, no problem. You have half an hour to say the after blessing. If it was a bread, right? So bread and you satiated some, like of course, like if you ate kizayas and you ate something else, you satiated. So you have 72 minutes. Even if you're hungry after that, no problem. So if you satiated, have a little more, but even hungry. But if you have a big meal, like some people eat a lot on Shabbos, which is not recommended on any day, because Rambam said, fill your stomach 2/3, no more, right? But people eat a lot, so they're not hungry for 5 hours, 6 hours. So you have these 6 hours to say Birchas Hamazon, right? It's a special point of digestion. So when you still when you're not hungry, that's not that this point, halachic point of digestion did not start. Okay, so it could be, it's not you're not obligated to eat more, but if you eat more, so of course this time limit extends for sure. Okay. Any other questions? Go ahead.
The Challah portion can be thrown to a fire at any time.
I didn't get. Say it again. I apologize. Say it again.
The portion that we separate from
the challah.
The challah portion. It's a piece of
yeah. Okay.
So I have a piece frozen but I don't know what to do if I can throw it to a fire at any time.
Okay, so here's a Pesach, since we're talking about Pesach. So it's proper, it's a custom, it's not only custom, it says in, I think in Shulchan Aruch also, maybe I'm mistaken, but it's a custom in my family for sure, for many years. So we collect these pieces of challah, we don't burn them, right, on on a weekly basis, monthly basis. So we burn them on Erev Pesach. So all of these things, like you have to burn chometz, that's what we burn. And then not only us, that's like halacha. I mean, you're not obligated to hold. If you want to burn every time you separate it, nobody's holding you back, right? But you must know that it is challah becomes like non-kosher food. You understand that this piece of dough that you separate, that's what we call challah in this case, right? So when you burn it, even in let's say in your stove, you have to wrap it in aluminum foil. Got to be very, very careful. So in some sense, it's not kosher food, and don't do it with anything else. So do only this by itself. When you finish, throw out, and don't cook it with other foods. Basically, that's the thing. Or do it somewhere outside if you have somewhere place outside to do that. Do it outside, no problem.
Last question for today, and it's from me. Can pot with food put over the blech to remain warm, not over the stove that is active?
And again, so you're not talking about the stove. What are you talking about then?
The
Hot plate?
peripheral areas of the blech.
Or the different areas of the blech?
Yes, can be something put over that, or it's not allowed.
Okay, so let me explain his question. So again, only summary because it's a big topic. So we have a stove. Let's say we have 4 burners. So usually people keep up only one burner. It's a waste of money, and nobody needs even one you put on a minimum. It depends on your stove, but you're usually on the minimum heat, right? So then you cover the blech with this aluminum sheet, right? And of course this area on top of it is the hottest area number 1, area surrounding areas number 2, and the further from there it's this area number 3 is a perimeter. So to do without inverted vessels, I don't think so, because technically it can cook even there, technically. So when this source of heat is capable of cooking, so you have to put one pot upside down. So if it's like this is normal, so you put upside down, and on top of that you put your pot, whatever, or container, whatever you want to warm. Right, and if it was in a first area, around the heat, so you can move it to the second area in the first area, which is the coldest. But from the third area, 1, 2, 3. So and from 3rd to 1, it would not be allowed. So meaning when the Shabbos in hands when the Shabbos starts, you have to put everything, whatever you're going to warm up on the blech. Everything has to be ready, unless you have this electric hot plate and everything is the same temperature. It doesn't matter, right? And if you have this electric blech, electric plate, and it's the temperature so low it cannot cook, right? For sure, cannot cook. So you don't need this inverted vessel because and you don't need blech. Because it doesn't matter what you do, it's not going to cook. That's in summary, these 3 areas and how to warm the food on Shabbos.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Any other questions? Okay, no problem. So no questions, so we can stop here. And Beezrat HaShem, tomorrow we're going to do kosher kitchen. Please join us. Thank you. Good night. Bye.